Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to talk to you today about a topic that's been bothering me since I was a toddler. It is Adhab al-Qabr, the suffering in the grave. Well, those among us who grew up hearing about this are now teaching their children about it, and they're scaring the children to death about dying. Did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us that a believer will suffer in their graves? Of course not. The Qur'an, in fact, in Surat AL Wakiaa, verses 88 and 89, says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فأما إن كان من المقربين فروح وريحان وجنة نعيم. This is in the grave. And if the deceased was of those brought near to Allah, then for him is rest, bounty, and a garden of pleasure. So, is this what the Quran say about the subject? Is this all the Quran says about the subject? No. The Quran says a whole lot more about it. For instance, here's another verse from فصلت, verse 30. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون. Like I said, the chapter is فصلت, verse 30. Those who say our Lord is God and then stay consistently on the right path, the angels will descend on them and say, do not fear or grieve, but rather rejoice in the news of paradise, which you have been promised. We are your allies in this life and in the hereafter, where you will have whatever your souls desire, and you will have whatever you wish. Why then didn't they teach us all this instead of scaring us? We were so scared until we all started feeling that the day of judgment is a disaster waiting to happen to each one of us. Why didn't they teach us about how merciful is our Lord to us, to every believer, and how loving He is to each one of us? Why don't they teach us that when the believer answers the questions of the two angels in the grave, Allah will say, my servant is correct. Furnish his grave from heaven, feed him from heaven, and open for him a door in heaven. This is the good tidings that I'm bringing you today. Thank you very much for listening.